Hey there, friend. Thanks for being here today. Grab a cup of coffee. Let's talk. Last winter, a 72-year-old man slipped on some ice right in front of his own driveway. 6 months later, he was gone, not because of the fall itself, because of lying down. I've been practicing medicine for over 35 years, and for much of that time, I've focused on caring for older adults. And honestly, I've seen this kind of tragedy more times than I can count. Every single time, I think the same thing. If only they had known sooner that their legs are the real key to how long they'll live. So today, I want you to try something with me right now from wherever you're watching. Stand up from your chair, but here's the rule: no hands. How did that feel? Legs feel a little soft. Knees hurt. Did you feel unsteady for a second? If any of that sounds familiar, your body is sending you a final warning, and I don't want you to ignore it. A lot of people think, well, I'm just getting older. Of course, my legs aren't what they used to be. That is wrong, completely wrong today. I'm going to show you three simple moves, 10 minutes a day, $0, no gym required, and they will help you get real strength back into your legs. But before I teach you the moves, I need you to understand why your legs matter so much, because once you get this, everything changes. Why your legs are the difference between living well and losing your independence. Did you know that globally, over 640,000 older adults die every single year, not from cancer, not from heart disease, but from falling? 640,000. That's like the entire population of a good-sized city gone. And here in the US, for adults over 65, one out of every three people will fall at least once this year. You might think falling, everyone falls, you just get back up. But for an older adult, one fall can change everything. 10% of older adults who fall will have a fracture, and of those who fracture a hip, half will pass away within 1 year. I am not saying this to scare you. I'm saying it because that's what the World Health Organization's data shows, and I have lived it in my practice over and over again. Let me tell you about a patient. I'll call her Mrs. Wong. She was 68 years old, generally healthy, walked to the grocery store every morning, cooked her own meals, never wanted to be a burden to her kids. She used to say, "My body is still strong. I don't need help." Then one morning, just like any other morning, she went out to buy some tofu. At the entrance to her neighborhood, her foot slipped. She fell, hip fracture. The surgery itself went fine. But here's what happens when an older adult stays in bed for too long. Month one, pain from the injury. She didn't want to move. Month two, a cough started, then a lung infection. Month three, bed sores. Month four, she became confused. Month six, she was gone. Her son looked at me and said something I will never ever forget. He said she just went out for a block of tofu, and then that 40-something-year-old man, strong, grown, trying to hold it together, started crying right there in my exam room. I felt terrible because the hardest part is this whole thing could have been avoided. So why did Mrs. Wang fall? Was the step too high? Was the ground too icy? Her legs had simply run out of strength. What actually happens to our legs as we age, there's a medical term called sarcopenia. Sounds fancy, but it just means your muscles slowly shrink and get weaker over time. Starting around age 30, if you don't actively use your muscles, you lose about 1 to 2% of your muscle every single year. That doesn't sound like much, right? 1%, 2%. But it adds up. By the time you're 60, you may have only half the muscle you had at 30. By 70, maybe even less than one third. Think about a house. If half the walls fell down, would you feel safe standing in it? Your body is no different. Your leg muscles are the walls that hold you up. When those walls get weak, you fall. But here's the part most people don't know. Leg weakness doesn't just make you fall. It does something even more dangerous. Something that affects your heart directly. Your legs are your second heart. A lot of people don't realize this, but we call your legs your second heart. Let me explain. Your heart pumps blood down to your feet. That part is easy. Gravity helps. Blood flows downhill, but getting that blood back up to your heart, that's hard. That's going against gravity. So how does your body do it? It uses your calf muscles. Every time your calf muscles squeeze, they act like a little pump pushing blood back up toward your chest. If your leg muscles are strong, your circulation is good and your heart's job is easy. But if your leg muscles are weak and flabby, then blood just sits down in your lower legs. It pools there, and over time that leads to varicose veins, swollen ankles, leg ulcers. Even worse, when blood doesn't return well, your heart has to work much harder to pull it back up. That extra work raises your blood pressure, it strains your heart, and over time, it can lead to high blood pressure and even heart failure. Think of it like a city's sewer system. If the pipes get clogged, the whole system backs up. Your body works exactly the same way. The vicious cycle I see in my office all the time. I had a patient, I'll call him Mr. Lou. He was 70 years old. He came to see me because his legs were swollen. I pressed my finger into his shin, and the dent stayed there for several seconds. That's called pitting edema. I examined him and realized his calf muscles had already shrunk a lot. His legs looked big, but that was mostly fluid, not muscle. I said, "Mr. Liu, do you walk much during the day?" He said, "Are you kidding, Doc? Every time I walk, my legs swell up even more, so I try to move as little as possible." Do you see what happened there? He was stuck in a vicious cycle. Legs are weak. He doesn't want to move. He doesn't move. Muscles get even weaker, legs get weaker. He moves even less eventually. He just stopped walking altogether. That's why I always tell my patients the thing that hurts older adults the most is not a specific disease. It's inactivity. If you keep moving, there's hope. If you stop moving, even I can't help much. So is walking enough? Now, you might be thinking, okay, doc, so I'll just walk more, right? Not exactly. Walking is good. I'm not against walking, but walking mostly builds endurance. It helps you not get tired as fast. It doesn't build much strength. And for preventing falls, strength is what you need. Strength helps you stand steady. Strength helps you catch yourself before you go down. Strength keeps you from needing to push off the armrest to get out of a chair. Plus, here's something people don't think about. If you already have bad knees, too much walking can actually irritate your joints. So today I'm going to show you 3 moves that are specifically designed for older adults. They build strength, they protect your joints, you can do them anywhere. No equipment, and they cost exactly $0. But before I teach them to you, I want to ask you 2 quick questions, 2 quick checks for yourself. Number 1, can you stand on one leg for 10 seconds? If you can, great. That means your balance is better than most people your age. If you can't, don't worry. It just means your balance system needs some exercise. And that's exactly what we're going to work on. Number 2, when you stand up from a chair, do you have to push off with your hands? If you do, that tells me your leg strength is already going downhill. But here's the thing that really matters. No matter where you're starting from today, you can still improve. Doc, is it too late for me? I'll be honest with you. I used to think that way too. Early in my career, a 75-year-old woman came to see me. She said, "Doctor, at my age, is there even any point to exercising my legs?" And because I was young and not very wise yet, I told her the truth as I saw it. I said, "Well, you are older, you might not see a lot of change." I watched the light go out of her eyes. She said, "Okay, I guess I don't have much time left anyway." The next winter, she fell hip fracture. She never got back up. Her daughter called me crying. She said, "Doctor, if you had just encouraged her, maybe she'd still be here. I have carried that guilt with me for years." And I made a promise to myself that day, I will never tell anyone it's too late ever again, because since then, I've seen miracles. The 82-year-old who proved me wrong. In 2018, an 82-year-old man came to see me. Let's call him Mr. Liu. He walked with a cane leaning on his daughter's arm, slow, unsteady. He looked at me and asked the exact same question, "Doc, am I too old to fix my legs?" I looked him right in the eye and said, "Mr. Liu, as long as you still want to move, it is not too late." His whole face changed. He started doing the 3 moves I'm about to show you. At first, he could only do 5 calf raises before getting tired. His wall sit, he couldn't even get to 30 degrees, and single leg stand, he had to hold the wall with both hands. But he didn't give up. 1 month later, he could finish all 3 moves. 2 months later, he traded his cane for just holding the wall. 3 months later, no cane at all. 6 months later, he walked to the farmer's market by himself. 1 year later, he went on a group hike with other seniors. And last spring, he sent me a photo. He was standing on top of a small mountain, smiling like a little kid. He wrote, "Doc, I thought my life was over, but it turns out I was just getting started. If an 82-year-old can do it, so can you." What the science actually says, by the way, this isn't just feel-good storytelling. The research is very clear. Even people in their 80s and 90s can significantly improve their muscle strength with regular gentle strength training. Muscle is incredibly loyal. If you treat it well, it treats you well. If you give it a reason to grow, it grows even 10 minutes a day. 1 month, 2 months, you will be surprised at how much better your legs feel. You'll walk faster, you won't drag your feet, stairs won't feel like a mountain, and your whole energy will change. So let's get into it. A quick but very important safety note before you start any new exercise routine, especially if you have high blood pressure, heart disease, dizziness, chest pain with activity, a joint replacement in the last 6 months, or a history of stroke, please check with your own doctor first. This is for educational purposes only. Always consult your own doctor before making changes. If you don't have those issues, then let's go. Move number one, calf raises, toe raises. This one looks simple, even a kid can do it, but medically it is incredibly important. Calf raises activate your second heart, the calf pump. They improve circulation in your lower legs and build that critical calf strength. Here's how to do it safely. Find a flat, non-slip surface. Stand with your feet about shoulder width apart. If your balance isn't great, or if you're just starting out, hold on to a wall or a sturdy chair. We're here to build strength, not to practice falling. Ready? Slowly press your heels up until you're standing on your tiptoes. Imagine reaching for a perfect red apple on a high branch. Hold it at the top, count to three, 1, 2, 3. You should feel your calf muscle tighten, maybe even feel some warmth there. That's good. That means your muscle is working. Then slowly lower your heels back down until your feet are flat again. That's one repetition. Do 15 to 20 reps in a row. That's one set, and do 3 sets every day. A few important details: go slow. Don't bounce up and down like a fast spring. Slow and controlled works the deep muscle fibers. If you're older or just starting, hold on to something. No shame in that at all. If you feel sharp pain or dizziness, stop immediately. Your body talks to you. Listen to it. Real life example. Remember Mrs. Wang's neighbor, Mrs. Zhao. She was 68. Her ankles used to swell when she sat too long. She had some varicose veins, those bulging, twisting veins on her calves. I taught her calf raises. She did them while brushing her teeth, waiting for her coffee, and washing dishes. 3 months later, she came back and said, "My legs don't swell anymore. That heavy feeling is gone. And even my varicose veins look better." Now, a little bonus from a traditional perspective: the heel is connected to the kidney meridian. Regularly doing calf raises can also help with nighttime bathroom trips and low back energy. But even if you don't believe in that, the circulation benefits alone are worth it. And you can do these anywhere. Brush your teeth, stand in line at Walmart, wait for your Starbucks order, use those little pockets of time. Move number two, wall sit. This one is for your thigh muscles and it protects your knees. A lot of older folks have knee pain, so regular squats hurt, but wall sits, they work without grinding the joint. Here's how: find a solid wall, stand with your back against it, your whole back from shoulders to hips. Walk your feet forward about 8 to 12 inches, about one shoe length away from the wall. Now, slowly slide your back down the wall, like you're about to sit into an invisible chair. Crucial rule, I cannot say this strongly enough: your knees must never go past your toes. Look down. If you see your knees covering your toes, your feet are too close to the wall or you've gone too low. The work should be in your thighs, not on your kneecaps. How low should you go? If you're fit, you can go down until your thighs are parallel to the floor. That's a 90-degree angle. If you're just starting, even a 30 or 45-degree angle is fine. As long as you feel your front thigh muscles engaging, you're doing it right. Hold that position for 10 to 30 seconds. Then slowly slide back up. That's one repetition. Do 3 sets every day. Why this move is so good: your quadriceps, the big muscle on the front of your thigh, is like a natural knee brace. The stronger your quads are, the less pressure goes directly onto your knee joint. Ever had that scary moment where your leg suddenly gives out while walking? That's weak quads. Do wall sits regularly and you'll feel much more stable going up and down stairs, standing up from the toilet, and walking on uneven ground. Move number three, single leg stand. In my opinion, this is the most important of the three because it's not just about leg strength, it's about balance. And balance is what keeps you from falling in the first place. As we age, our balance system naturally declines. That's why we see older adults swaying or stumbling. Single leg stand forces your brain and your muscles to talk to each other again. It retrains your balance. But I need you to listen carefully here. Always, always Do this move while holding onto something. A wall, a heavy, sturdy chair. Do not try to be a hero and stand in the middle of the room. We are older or working on balance. A fall from this could break a hip. Hold on, ready. Stand next to a wall. Put one hand on the wall. Slowly lift one foot a few inches off the ground. Not a big high kick, just enough to clear the floor. You'll feel the standing leg start to work. It might even shake a little. That's completely normal. Hold for 10 seconds. Count it out in your head. 1, 2, 3, all the way to 10. Slowly lower your foot, then switch to the other leg. When you first start, you can use both hands on the wall. After a week or two, try one hand. Go at your own pace. I've had patients take 3 months before they felt steady enough to let go. That's fine. Respect your own body. Why this move is a game changer. Research shows that older adults who practice single leg standing regularly can reduce their fall risk by up to 70%. 70%. That's huge. It also wakes up your cerebellum, the part of your brain that controls coordination and balance. That helps with walking, reaching, turning around, everything. And here's a fun bonus. It helps with brain sharpness too. Balance training is linked to better cognitive function as we age. A quick self-test. If you can stand on one leg without holding on for 30 seconds with your eyes open, you're doing better than most people your age. If you can do it for 10 seconds with your eyes closed, that's really impressive. But if you can't even do it while holding the wall, then your balance system is sending a very loud warning signal. Your fall risk is high, but don't panic. Start today. In 2 or 3 months, you'll see real improvement. Your simple 7-day plan to get started. Here's exactly what to do. Day 1 and 2, each move 5 repetitions. 2 sets per day, morning and evening, day 3 and 4. Each move 10 repetitions, 2 sets per day, day 5 through 7. Each move 15 repetitions, 3 sets per day, morning, evening. After 1 week, test yourself again. Stand up from that chair, no hands, and try the 10-second single leg stand. I think you'll be surprised. Leave me a comment and tell me how it went. But 3 moves aren't enough by themselves. There's an old saying, 3 parts training, 7 parts living well. So let me share 4 more pieces of wisdom to keep your legs strong for the long haul. 1, eat to feed your muscles. A lot of older adults eat very light. Rice porridge, pickled vegetables, very little meat. They're worried about cholesterol or digestion, but here's the truth. Muscle is made of protein, no muscle. You can exercise until you're blue in the face, but without protein, your legs won't get stronger. So every single day, aim for 1 egg, 1 cup of milk or yogurt, about 3 to 4 ounces of fish, chicken, or lean beef. That's about the size of a deck of cards. Some tofu or beans. If you worry about cholesterol, eat chicken without the skin, eat fish. And don't forget calcium. Milk, leafy greens, and a little sunshine for vitamin D. Strong bones hold your muscles up. 2, keep your legs warm. Your knees have almost no fat padding. They get cold easily, and cold muscles are stiff muscles, which means higher fall risk in the summer. Don't point the air conditioner directly at your legs in the winter. Wear long underwear. I don't care if it's not fashionable. Wear it before bed. A warm foot bath around 100 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 to 20 minutes, just until you feel relaxed. Some people add ginger or mugwort. That's fine. But even plain warm water helps. 3, learn to hear your legs' warning signs. If your feet are always cold no matter what you do, if you wake up at night with painful leg cramps, if you walk 1 block and your calf starts aching so badly you have to stop and rest, that's not normal aging. That could be peripheral artery disease. Blocked arteries in your legs or low magnesium or a nerve problem. Don't tough it out. Don't say, I'm just getting old. Go see your doctor. Ask for a leg ultrasound or an ankle brachial index test. Early treatment can save your leg or your life. 4, wear the right shoes. Your shoes are the first line of defense for your legs and your balance. For older adults, a good shoe is not too soft and not too hard. It should have cushion, but also firm support. The sole should have good grip, like little tire treads, no smooth leather bottoms. And please, Do not walk around the house in worn out slippers that are two sizes too big. That's like walking on ice, you're asking for a fall. The most important thing, your mindset, listen to me carefully. The most dangerous thing for your health is not arthritis, not high blood pressure, not even a bad knee. It's telling yourself, I'm old. This is just how it is. There is no point in trying. Your body is listening to what you tell it. If you tell it you're done, it will prove you right. But if you tell it, let's try just a few minutes today, it will surprise you. I've seen 90-year-olds run marathons, not because they were born special, because they never stopped moving. We don't all need to run marathons. But being able to get your own groceries, take a walk in the park on a sunny afternoon, get down on the floor to play with your grandkids, and get back up without calling for help. That is real wealth. That is dignity. So here's my ask. Start today, right now. Stand up from where you're sitting. Do 5 calf raises. Just 5. See, that wasn't so hard. Tonight, try all 3 moves. Tomorrow, do them again. Make them as normal as brushing your teeth or making your morning coffee. In 1 week, come back to the comments and tell me how you feel. Is it easier to stand up from the couch? Does your walk feel a little smoother? I read every single comment and I will answer as many as I can. Final thoughts from my heart to yours. Taking care of your legs means taking care of your future. These legs of yours, they carried you through your 20s, your 30s, your busy years of working and raising families and chasing dreams. They never complained. Now they're older, they've gotten tired, and it's our turn to take care of them. If we treat them well, they will give us something priceless in return: independence, freedom, dignity. You won't be stuck looking out the window wishing you could go outside. You will be the one walking to the farmer's market, visiting old friends, and living a full life. That's what I mean when I say strong legs, strong life. Let me recap the 3 moves one more time. Calf raises, wall sits, single leg stands, 10 minutes a day, $0, no gym. You got this. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And more importantly, share this video with your parents, your neighbors, or anyone over 60 who says, my legs are just getting old. We can help each other stay standing. One last reminder, if you're dealing with any health concerns, please schedule a visit with your primary care doctor. I'm here to help you understand the science, not replace professional medical advice. I focus on real, practical, science-backed health for real people, and I will be right here with you on this journey. Take care of those legs, my friend. May you be 70, 80, 90 years old and still walking fast, standing tall, and living fully. Thanks for watching. We'll see each other in the next video. Take care. Be well.